All three. Do you know why the smalls just went from like top shirt to like non-existent?
I have no idea. But it was around like quarantine time, like the beginning of that. Tori mentioned it to me because he had ordered like his usual order, and the smalls, like everything is sold out but the smalls, and that was like the opposite of what usually happens. It's usually the XLs that lag. Right. Small, medium go first, then large, then XL. But I don't know if people just gained a little weight sitting in the house. But like I was saying earlier too, it couldn't have been like any change on our end because the shirts that we switched to, they actually ran like slightly bigger.
Yeah.
So if it was the opposite, maybe it was people noticing and then ordering the bigger ones because they ran smaller.
Yeah.
But it's not it.
We was talking earlier just about how we kind of switched our mind state from not starting with the cool stuff that we want to do to starting with something that we know we can sell and acquire data, and then switch to the cool stuff. Is that something we ever really talked about? Like on camera?
No, I don't think so.
You can come in tighter. Because if the camera gets you, it's cool. Because it's like, I don't know. So the mind state behind that is a lot of people, they have problems with, because what was it you said? It's like when you talked about somebody else, you was like, you're just scared to make money, scared to.
Oh yeah, because they want to do the cool stuff and not run ads and
They would rather be
break
cool
the
than
price.
make money.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the whole thing is like you can do both, right? Mm-hmm. Like it's gonna take time to like be cool, 100%. But you can. Do you think some people value being cool over being rich?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like the fame over wealth kind of thing. Like some people rather be rich than famous, but some people value the validation of others, or maybe not others, but just more so. It could be like expressing like what they actually want to express. If they view this as like an art form or like designing a certain thing, it's like I want it exactly this way, even if it means sacrificing
money.
Yeah, like monetary revenue.
Yeah.
But I mean, the like we spoke about earlier, it was like if you can figure something out where you can do both, where you build your foundation off of
right.
getting your brand out there, even if it's not doing it with the same brand, even if it's having a certain side of, kind of like hustle or brand that gets you the foundation where you can not worry about the revenue coming in with the other project or
right.
You know the other side of the brand that you're working on where it's luxury goods or cut and sew designer pieces.
Right. And like we said with this, it's like, let's say you start your $5 t-shirt brand, $6 t-shirt brand. Within those, let's say you go 5 years just pound the pavement with that. And within that data that you acquire from those $5 t-shirt customers, let's say 10%, let's say you get 1 million, people in your database in 5 years, which is, it's very possible if you start at $5. Like in 5 years, you can definitely get 500,000 to 1 million people in your database if you're selling at $5. Within that 500,000 to 1 million people, if 10% of those people is a customer that'll buy a $40 shirt, that's still 100,000 people that you got. You already got the money. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, all right, cool. Let me be cool. Let me send this email of my new cool brand to these 1 million people. Let me see who bite. And then, okay, cool. I section those people off that bit into this bracket of customers that will buy it.
Yeah, then you can create data off of those people, exactly. Where it's like very specific and
you start
when it starts with the ads.
Yeah.
You already know who those buyers are, like what kind of customer they are.
Instead of starting out trying to sell a $40, $50 shirt, and it's taking a long time to not only make money but just to even get your brand out.
You can hypothetically do both at the same time too. Like have the like you don't need to wait. It'd probably be like more efficient to wait, like have that big pool of data and then siphon it out to this new thing. But you could kind of have both things running, where you can test it little by little.
I just think that's gonna cost you more money, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we know, we like, even one brand, 3 SKUs is a lot.
Yeah.
So you're talking about 2 brands, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
So
So it's
it's
a lot of
like-
effort.
yeah, it's
Like
just-
on paper it makes sense, but like logistically it doesn't.
yeah. So it's best to just start with one brand, build that brand, and then once you get enough data, you know, to where it's like, in theory, it's gonna be a certain amount of customers in that 500,000 to 1 million customers that will bite on the $30, $40. Like what we doing now, we putting up $25, $30 shirts, $40 hoodies, when we normally selling them for 15, 20, and we got customers biting because they really want them.
Yeah.
You know, now, will all of our customers buy $40 hoodie? No. But we are seeing that if it's something that they want, it's a certain amount, it's a certain
We used
percentage.
to sell the distress tees for $60, $70. Like,
Ridiculous.
I swear at some point they're like the bleach distress was like $80 or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
We were making them in the back of the store, and that was like the premium item, and people were buying them. And that was like years ago, before the brand name, like held the weight that it does now.
Yeah, we were selling them in store
Even
for.
that, a couple of those like Levi's jackets were like $200.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to
Frankenstein
tell you. Remember we was
looking
talking about what we could do with the Levi jacket? Let's just, I mean the denim jacket. Let's just, and I found my red and denim God is dope bleach jacket. Let's just bleach it.
Oh yeah.
For it's like crazy bleach and just God is dope big on the back.
Like how those old bombers were, like the first round of bombers that had the back print.
Yeah, but denim jackets.
Yeah.
So
I'm
the-
saying that back print.
Yeah, the big back print
Full-
was just
full front, but on
full
the back.
bleach. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be some value. What price point? $100, $150?
Probably 150. And just shoot it and give it to celebrities and make it look cool.
But yeah, I mean, I think we'll find that like those will go too. Like
Yeah, those
they'll
are
s-
definitely good.
like
Bleached.
we'll be busy with those.
Yeah. We just gotta get somebody to constant like to be bleaching like
Washing machine.
50 a day.
Yeah. 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 G was the bleach specialist.
Yeah, that was crazy. I bought a washing machine from the loft and used it like once. That's what I wanted to ask you. Like, so what? I remember we talked. What was like? What was your plan? Like in college, like
In college?
after college, like what was your plan? Like before you came into college though.
Before I came into God is Dope, I was about senior year in college. So I was on the hunt for some sort of marketing internship, not really knowing exactly what, probably something corporate.
Yeah. I know we talked about that.
Yeah, and then
What was like? Was there any specific companies?
no, nothing in specific. Like I didn't even get that, like, because then I started working God is Dope, like I didn't even get to apply for any corporate jobs because I knew this is what I wanted to like pursue for at least like a good chunk of time, because I mean just the growth with learning, like hands-on. That's why I left like I was working at Adidas like retail, and I left that to intern it, like I was getting paid, and I left
for
that
real?
yeah, to
You left
intern.
Adidas?
Yeah, to intern at God is
God is
Dope. Yeah, because I wanted like hands-on like business experience. Because
And so when you spent the first week or two picking tags out of hats, how did you feel?
it was just, had to get down with it. Like it's annoying, like it sucked.
Did you regret it, like at any point?
No, I mean I probably could have gone back, and then I had another like, at the point that I stopped, like because I was unpaid intern for like at least a month, like maybe a month to 2
You got a
months.
good month out of you.
Yeah. And then at that point, I had another job opportunity. It was like marketing, like a marketing intern for like Monster energy drinks.
Oh, okay.
And that was like a $17 hour job.
Dang.
And like, I remember at that point, I had a conversation with you and I was like, I have this opportunity and I would like that probably would have been the route, like either like something corporate marketing, but definitely like in a more hip sector, like clothes, like more pop culture relevant, like, energy drinks, clothes,
Yeah.
something like that, music, right? But then it was like, I enjoy this and I'm learning so much out of it. I'm getting so much out of it and learning that like I told you, like I know you at the time you couldn't, like you weren't paying anyone close to that. So it was like, I know you can't do 17 an hour, but like I'll take like give me your best offer to pull me away from this, because if not, like I'm gonna have to go. Because that was kind of like the fork in the road. And then we worked some out, and then it was like, cool, I'll take less, but I'm learning way more.
Yeah.
And then the same, I mean, that was like still in school. Then upon graduation, that was the same sit down we had when it was like, I'm about to start applying for full-time jobs. Like, I don't know where I'm gonna go with this, but if you can give me a salaried position where like this makes sense for me to stay here, because I wanted to stay there, then let's do it. And then that's where we've been growing ever since. Yeah. Because at that point, it was like me in charge of like everything. And then as it grew.
And Rel was giving you hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as it grew, then, you know, I fit into what I was actually like trying to do, which is the marketing side. I was never a fan of people managing or logistics. Like I'd rather be, you know. But it was like, I learned a lot doing that. Like and then the ultimate goal is to have my own business as well. So I'm gonna have to do that. Yeah. So a lot of hands-on experience, like definitely made all the right choices.
Yeah, no, definitely. So no regrets?
No, absolutely not.
Cool. No, that is, I mean, it's just crazy how, you know, just how life works like that, you know, where it's
it all fits in, because then it's like around the same time, like we're needing to figure out the marketing stuff. It's like my roommate is doing marketing, like he's learning Facebook ads, and I'm like, okay, like this is what we need to do, so let's learn this, and then I start learning that, and now that's what I do full time for God is Dope now. Yeah. And then it's also allowed me, like, without God is Dope, I don't learn the ads, and without learning the ads, I can't have, like, you know, the liberties I have at God is Dope and like the responsibility I have, but also like I'm able to help other brands for like my own like consulting sort of business. Right. And that all started with like the need to learn something for this business. Yeah. Which ultimately like benefits me in the end, because like I was telling Tori, like with his brand, right now he's paying someone to do the ads and I'm launching my brand. It's like that's an expense I don't have to pay at all right there. Right. Doing it myself.
Exactly. Yeah. And even like, you know, when me getting on Tarek's ass about it was just me getting on Tarek with the product shots, and it's like I see your website and I'm like, damn, them pictures look good. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just like everything just, you know, it just works, man. You know what I'm saying? Like when we just strong as a unit. You know what I'm saying? Like we really got a powerhouse, man. It's like we building. It's like we.
I was gonna say it feels like we've had this conversation where it was like the original Donda team. It was like they're all at Donda, and then Ye, and then it's like Virgil did his thing, Justin Saunders doing it, Heron Preston, Jerry Lorenzo. Like they were all in one spot at one point, like learning and feeding off each other. Now they're doing their own thing.
Yeah, and they all feel cool, right? Yeah. So that's, you know, that's what it's about, man. Just each one teach one, you know, benefiting off each other. Because last week you wouldn't have wanted Tarek to shoot your product shots 2 weeks ago.
I probably would have paid him to shoot it. But see, that's something. That's like another, like how I'm telling Tori, like I don't need to pay someone to do the ads because I can do it. Like that was your in. Like you already had the content creating ability, so it was like that's something you hadn't spent any money on. Right. Like which would like another brand like me, like I can't. I mean, I could try and learn to shoot photos, but it wouldn't be nearly as like as good as someone that actually knows what they're doing.
Right. Just like the same thing with real stuff, like the nominator. It's like maybe if you or Charlie was doing it, y'all probably could have gotten 20 sales a day off the back. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like we trying to figure it out. We working it, and it's like slow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But we got the content side. Like when you look at it, it's like dang.
Yeah, and that's like killing it. Yeah, it looks good. It looks really good.
And then it's like, okay, the marketing side is like, okay, either we need to learn this or we need to pay somebody. If we learn it, it's going to take a longer time. We pay somebody to do it, 9 times out of 10, we paying somebody. they're gonna get us instant results.
Yeah. But I think what you're doing is like
What you
important.
doing? What you did, like learned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to the sense that like it is something like taking pictures might not require your attention like all day, every day.
Yeah.
Like it's something you may do for the brand, like content create like every other day, weekly, like however your schedule is. Like ads is something you definitely have to like work at every day.
Yeah.
So it's like you being able to at least lay down a foundation with it on your own. And like from the last year and a half of us running ads and like just our conversations, this is your first time running ads yourself, but you definitely understand like the majority of the concepts, right?
Yeah.
So now you're probably not going to want to do this, or like Rail's not going to want to do this forever. So it will come to the point where you do outsource it, but no one can bullshit you on that.
Yeah.
And like, it's like you speak the language, whereas I'll take clients on and it's like they're like just do it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, and like I'm a good guy. I'm transparent about everything. But there's definitely not so good guys that in any kind of service business, even like mechanics, it's like when I give my car to the mechanic, like I don't know.
Right.
You could tell me this is broken, and it's like, all right, whatever it is, I guess.
Right. Yeah. Sign off on the dotted line.
Yeah, but I think that's something that's really important for any entrepreneur is like at least try to do everything yourself to a certain extent, and then like you play to your strengths, but definitely like have an understanding.
Yeah, that's important.
Like I probably won't ever take a photo for my brand, but like I know what looks good and I've seen the process. I've seen how you like interact with models, how you set up the shot, how, certain like down to the jewelry, like every little detail counts where if I hadn't had that experience, like being in it, like steaming the shirts, like it's like little things that I see in other people's brands that it's like you coulda, but like now I have an eye for it. Right. I'm not gonna be editing the pictures and shooting it. But when a photographer gives me something, I can say like, this is good or this is bad.
And that's the key. Like a lot of people don't even, like I never realized that until I started, looking at other brands. But a lot of people don't even realize like what's a good picture or what's not. Like they just be like, okay, I see the shirt, I see the logo, good. And it's just like, dang man, you don't even know.
Yeah, or it was like one of the other brands, like someone else in Engage was working with. I saw an ad of theirs that like the picture looked nice, like the model, like it looked like a nice photo, like the guy like was well dressed, but the shirt was like covered by like they're trying to sell a shirt and the shirt was like covered by like it was like the photo shoot was for him, not the shirt. And I texted him. I was like, "What are you doing?" Like, and he was like, "I know." Like, I told him not to do that. And like, at the end of the day, consultants can only consult. It's not your brand.
Yeah.
So, he definitely gave them the correct advice. But if they don't have the eye for it and they don't like know, like we're not trying to sell a pretty picture. We're trying to sell merchandise.
Right.
So the focal point needs to be this T-shirt. Like, they're gonna miss out.
Yeah, that was my thing with Shamal. Like his pictures are so good.
Yeah, it's art. He's
What I'm
a true
saying?
artist.
His pictures are so dope to the point where you forget you even want to buy the shirt. You just like, you mesmerize it, and then you just want to find that photographer, not that shirt. So it's like finding a fine line in between like good photography and that's gonna sell the product.
Yeah, it's like a difference between like magazine editorial, like the cover of GQ, Vogue, like just
and like a
greatness,
H&M ad.
and like but which one's actually selling this product?
Right.
And that's the key is like taking something and could be a shirt we paid $2 for, like at our price, and making it look like a $50, $60 shirt.
Exactly.